What up, y'all? It's your boy Do It Jack. I'm back in the mix. I'm back in action, and this is What's Your Hustle. Well, hustle is a way of life about hustle. I'm talking how you survive the life every day. Now, you know that this channel is all about self-improvement. It's about helping the younger homies and those of us who are not necessarily so young to really be the best that they can be, stay out of trouble, and to get them some money. Because if I'm coming on this camera, I'm showing my face, I'm coming with something constructive that can help all my homies out. Now, we're getting into books that I've read that I would recommend to help you further along your path to self-improvement. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and rap a whole bunch in front of the camera. I'm gonna get right over here. As you can see all those books lined up in the back. Those are my most important books. The books that I've read to gain a lot of the knowledge that I have now. So let's go ahead. Let's get into some of these books here, okay? So I'm just gonna pick out some of my favorite books here. I don't have time to explain each one of them. It's not a huge list of books, but it'll take me some time to really break down, some of these books here. Okay, this one here, all right, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is by Stephen Covey. This is a very famous book. A lot of people know about this book here. This is an excellent book. Now, I haven't read all of it, but I will tell you that this right here, if you read this book, that overnight you will instantly, I think, become a much more thorough homie out here. Like, I think it will really help you to really improve on yourself and your self-development, okay? It gives you very strategies that the people who really are able to achieve their goals, the types of things that they do on a day-to-day basis. Now, this one here is a good a good book on stocks. This is by a company called Zacks, okay? Now, Zacks has a website that I would use, and they rate stocks from 1 to 5, okay? The stocks that are number ones are stocks that they would recommend for you to buy. So I used to use that a lot, and it has worked out pretty decently, okay? This one here, though, I think that this is a requirement for anybody who is looking to get into the stock market, okay? Stock Market Investing for Beginners. This is made by Tycho Press. I think that's their name. And man, it really breaks down a lot of the ratios and a lot of the stuff that you think is super complicated, but it's actually very simple. They break a lot of that down and give you the basic knowledge for you to feel comfortable with investing. So you don't need to know everything about the stock market in order to invest, right? There's millions of people out here who have guns. They don't necessarily know how a gun works or what causes the gun to shoot the ins and out, but they know how to use one. Some of the information that is out there on the stock market is not necessarily practical and is not needed. You don't need to know about the history of how it got started. You just need to know how to use the damn thing, all right? So that right there is a very practical book there. All right, of course, many of you know about this guy, Dave Ramsey, the Total Money Makeover. I am right now trying to get out of debt. I got like some credit card debt, I got some student loan debt and things like that. So he has a very good book. I think you should read that as well. I've got this here, Black American Money by Dr. Boyce Watkins. Now, I haven't read all of this book, but it's some very good and useful information in there. All right, let's see here. We got The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Now, if you know anything about Benjamin Graham is the one who put Warren Buffett on game. You feel me? So that's how thorough this guy Benjamin Graham was. He taught Warren Buffett damn near everything he knows. All right, so that's a great book to read. It's much older, but a lot of the principles in this book still apply to today. All right. Now you see I've got like my Black history books and everything like that I like to read. I'm really into gaining power through money, through business and different things like that. So you might see that over there. Let's see here. What else? What book do I want? Oh, this one right here. Now, this book has actually been busted up. I don't recommend buying used books because I bought this thing used, and as you can see, it's cut in half damn near, right? This book right here is called The Art of Leadership, okay? Now, this particular book has helped me tremendously, okay? Now you see it has a lot of black leaders on it. It doesn't matter if you're black, Hispanic, white, it does not matter. If you read this book, you will learn a lot about leadership, okay? So this gives a lot of things that a lot of famous leaders have done and the qualities that they had and the different strategies of leading. That book right there is a hit, and I really, really love that damn book. Okay, so that one really helped me out. Now let's see here. The Art of War, of course, everybody knows about the Art of War. The Art of War is very important. You know, that there gives you strategies on life and things like that. Of course, you know, I've got the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the Robert Kiyosaki, you know. This book here, Poke the Box, was a book that a coworker gave me. And this book here is a lot about basically going after your goals and really basically being an agitator of the goals you want to achieve. Like, it's always like you're bothering your goals. You're being a pest until eventually the door opens up for you and lets you through, okay? Now, this is a history book that I've read because you don't hear me talk about it a lot, but I'm big on history, really big on that. This is a book that came before Columbus. It talks about African presence in ancient America, different things like that. So it doesn't matter what your race is or what your nationality is. You always want to be grounded in your specific history because I feel like that can help you to really become the person that you need to be. Now, this one here, man. One Up on Wall Street. This book is by Peter Lynch. This is one hell of a book. This guy, Peter Lynch, was finding stocks and 10xing his money. Like, he will invest and get 10 times his money back on specific stocks. So he gives you some strategies and things that he looked for. And one of the main strategies, while we're on this topic, is he will look for companies that had what he would call an economic moat. M-O-A-T. Now, a moat is just a comparative advantage to other companies within that field. So, for example, right, you will take Walmart, Target, and Kroger, right? Now, Walmart has a comparative advantage over Target and Kroger because Walmart stays open 24 hours, right? Now, there was a point in time where Walmart only sold, you know, food stuff, and then they kind of went into the clothes, they went into the electronics and stuff, and other companies followed suit. So Walmart has an economic moat because shit, they can stay open all night, you know, while Kroger is sleeping and Target is sleeping, Walmart is still getting those funds up, all right? Of course, I mean, come on, this one is a classic. You gotta have this. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This has a lot to do with the law of attraction, attracting the things that you want to, having that mindset to really cause you to act in a way towards your goals, right? So your mindset will lead you to action, and your action will lead you to prosperity and, you know, all of that type of stuff there. Now, I've read this book here. This book here is a little bit more complex. This one goes into much more depth than the stock market for beginners. But this kind of here is sort of the next level after you got a little bit of base knowledge. The 5 Rules for Successful Stock Investing. Not necessarily an entertaining book to read, but it is very important. And listen, I mean, I haven't read this book here, but I'm just showing you what's in my arsenal. The Personal MBA, Master the Art of Business. Different things like that, okay? I've got some more history books back here. The Developmental Psychology of the Black Child. And different things. So typically what I do is all my books over on the right side of my shelf are all of my history and self-knowledge books, and the ones on my left are more so like for my personal growth, okay? So I know I tailor this channel more towards your personal growth, self-development, reaching your potential and all of that good stuff. So those are mainly the books that I have showed, all right? So if you found any book here that you think you might want to purchase, I say go ahead and do it. Again, I'm doing Jackman. If you liked anything, please like this video. Follow me on Instagram at WhatShowHustle1. Again, I mean, these books here, I mean, you can't lose with any of these books. I mean, these books here will really get you on your path to really some good financial prosperity and things of that nature. All right. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment, whatever it is the case, and get at me.